Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most misunderstood parts of the internet, the dark web. We're going to get into what it is, how it works, and here's the best part, a really surprising twist from an ethical hacker on how the bad guys who use it actually get caught. You know, when you hear dark web, this is probably what pops into your head, right? This shadowy digital underworld for anything and everything illegal. And yeah, it's not totally wrong. Our source confirms that this reputation, for all kinds of horrible things, is exactly what fuels our fear and, let's be honest, our fascination with it. But here's the thing. The reality is a little more complex. It's not one giant searchable black market like some evil version of Amazon. It's better to think of it as this hidden layer of the internet, a whole collection of separate websites that you can't just stumble upon with a normal browser. So the myth is this single market. The reality is it's a hidden network. Okay, so how do you even get into this hidden network? Well, it all starts with one key piece of tech, and it's the gateway to everything. It's called the onion router. So the onion router, or Tor as most people call it, is basically a free tool designed for one single purpose: anonymity. Instead of your computer making a straight line connection to a website, Tor just completely decentralizes your traffic. It sends it on this wild, scrambled, totally unpredictable journey all across the internet. And that's actually where the whole onion router name comes from. It literally wraps your traffic in multiple layers of encryption, just like an onion. So as you connect, your data gets bounced between all these different volunteer-run computers. They call them relays, all over the world. With each bounce, it peels back one layer of encryption just to see where to go next. But here's the clever part. No single computer in that chain knows the whole path. So the end result? Your internet service provider, your ISP, they can see you're connected to Tor, but they have absolutely no clue what you're actually doing. And if you want to take your security up another notch, you can add another layer. By using a VPN before you connect to Tor, now your ISP can't even tell you're using Tor at all. All they see is that you're connected to a VPN. It's kind of like building an extra wall in front of the secret door you're trying to hide. All right, so you're in. You're connected through Tor, you're anonymous. Now what? What are you actually going to find once you're inside this hidden part of the web? Well, the very first thing you've got to get is that this place is not user-friendly at all. You can't just pop open a browser and Google illegal marketplaces or something. Nope, you have to know the exact address of where you're trying to go. And getting around is, well, it's super clunky. The website addresses aren't nice and clean like google.com. They're these long, totally random strings of letters and numbers that all end in .onion. To find anything, you usually have to rely on these directories, the most famous one being the hidden wiki, which is basically just a list of links that other users put together. Either that or someone has to share a link with you directly. And all of that bouncing around the globe for security, it comes with a pretty big price tag: speed. To put it bluntly, like our source does, the whole experience is slow as hell. Yeah, this is definitely not where you're going to be streaming movies. So this all begs a massive question, right? If Tor makes you so anonymous, how in the world does anyone using it for criminal stuff ever get caught? And that is the exact question that was put to the ethical hacker we're referencing. I mean, this guy's whole job is hunting online predators, so you'd assume he must be some kind of technical wizard, navigating the dark web like a pro to find these people. But his answer? It just flips that whole idea on its head. He says that actually, a lot of the time, the investigation doesn't even need to go that far. The real chase? It's happening somewhere else entirely. So, where's the weak spot? It's not the technology, it's the person using it. Investigators catch these guys because they make really simple human mistakes. They connect their anonymous life to their real one. Things like reusing an email address or using an old profile pic from their Facebook page or linking a real phone number. Those are the digital breadcrumbs that lead right to their front door. So what does that all mean? It means for a lot of these investigators, the dark web isn't even the main battlefield. The real key isn't some high-tech mission to crack encryption. It's about finding those simple slip-ups on the regular internet, what folks in the biz call the clear net. You know, the internet that you and I use every single day. And that, right there, brings us to the real takeaway of this whole thing. The biggest vulnerability, the weakest link in the entire chain, it's not the code, it's not the encryption, it's the human element. Look, tools like Tor provide this incredible shield of anonymity. It's powerful stuff, but that shield, it's only as strong as the person holding it. Just one tiny mistake, one moment of getting careless, and bam, That anonymous identity is suddenly connected to a real person. The weakest link is almost always human. And that leaves us with one final big question to chew on. If most criminals are getting caught because of simple human mistakes, then who are these incredibly powerful anonymizing tools really for? Who are they truly protecting? Is it the sloppy criminal, or is it someone else entirely? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.